up, guys? It's me, Meto Taco Gamer here, and I played a lot of games this year. I got like this huge stack that I will eventually go through, but today, out of every single game that I played this year, there was one that stood out above the rest, including some of the games that I played this year that were actually released this year. I did play a healthy amount of some retro games, but out of all of those, the one that stood above the rest and is my personal game of the year, Ys 10 Nordics. And today I will be talking to you guys why this game was my #1 favorite game of the year. It beat out games like a Dragon Infinite Wealth and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which are just absolute masterpiece games. There's also some other games this year that I really wish I could have played, like Persona 3 Reload, Euden Chronicle 100 Heroes, Metaphor Refantasio, Trails Through Daybreak, Astrobot, which won Game of the Year. Congrats to Team Asobi for pumping out an amazing 3D platformer and having it win Game of the Year at the Game Awards this year. But for me, Ys 10 Nordics, it's my #1 favorite game of the year. Let's dive right on into it. Now, this will be kind of a review of the game, but just keep in mind, even though I'm like talking about every aspect of Ys 10 Nordics, which will also include some light spoilers, so fair warning on that. This is not to be taken as a full game review of Ys 10 Nordics. This is just me talking about my personal favorite game of 2024. So let's jump right on into it. And if you guys enjoyed this video, you can let me know by smashing that like button, subscribing and ringing that notification bell, and let me know in the comment section below what was your game of the year for 2024, or some of your favorite games that you played this year. I'd like to get a conversation going. So let's dive into Ys 10 Nordics. So this game is definitely not on the same level as Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Those games had a lot more put into it, but what really made me fall in love with Ys 10 Nordics and why it is my game of the year is that this game is one of the most beautiful looking Ys games that I've ever played. I love the way that the art style looks. It has kind of like this cel-shaded look to it. Not only the game itself, but the user interface, all the different menus that look absolutely gorgeous. The combat, the gameplay is a lot of fun. It's a new iteration of the Ys combat system. I believe it's called the Cross system, where you no longer have a full party. Instead, you play as Adol Christian and Karja Balta, who is considered the princess of the Balta Sea Force, which is a group of Normans, or this game's equivalent to the Vikings, as you are exploring Obelia Gulf and finding out that they are plagued by these immortal beings called the Greeter that can only be taken out with a mysterious power called mana. So Adol goes on a quest to stop the Greeter and to discover the lore and mythology of the Obelia Gulf. He starts off piquing his interest when he hears the story of the Sea King's throne, which you do eventually come to find out that it is tied with the Greeter themselves. You do end up discovering the Sea King's throne and finding out the true origins of the Greeter, and I was just hooked. As soon as you start going off on your own, I was just immediately hooked with this game. I was really excited to play this game when it was first announced. It came out last year in Japan, and we finally got it here in 2024. It came out in November, and as soon as I picked it up, day one, I was playing it non-stop. I just was like blown away by the way this game looked and how it played. It's a lot of fun. There's some new gameplay mechanics. They took away the flash guard and the flash move from the previous games and added in a perfect guard and a perfect dodge. The perfect guard is activated by pressing down the R2, which links Adol and Karja together, and they are able to block certain enemy attacks using the mana chain that connects them together. So early on in the game, after Adol gains the power of mana, him and Karja end up being linked by this mana chain, which you do come to find out later on in the game what exactly that mana chain is and where it came from. And when I got to that point, I was like, whoa, I did not see that coming. And along the way, they are able to gain new mana abilities. You have the mana swing and the mana ride. You also have the mana burst. Adol is able to summon fire, and Karja is able to summon blocks of ice that you are able to use in order to get to certain areas in the game. And there is a lot to explore in this game. You are able to explore different islands as Adol is given control of a ship that you are able to upgrade over time and be able to acquire different crew members. And I gotta say that the characters in this game were absolutely amazing. The voice acting was really great. Adol also gets to speak quite a bit in this game, and he is voiced by Bryce Papenbrook, and Karja is voiced by Jeremy Lay. And every time I heard them speaking, I couldn't stop thinking about Sword Art Online, because Kirito and Asuna, the two main characters of those games, are voiced by Bryce and Jeremy themselves. So to me, I felt a little bit of a connection to Sword Art Online while playing this game, and I really do enjoy Sword Art. It is one of my favorite anime franchises, and that was just another little like bonus to add on to my many reasons why I love Ys 10 Nordics. I was like, wow, this game is so great. The characters are truly amazing. You get to explore some of the side characters, like backstories, and that was truly amazing. There's a whole lot of world building and lore to this game. It's also very narrative heavy. I'm not sure if I've already said that, but like the first 3 chapters, there's like a lot of story going on. And then after that, it finally opens up and you are able to explore Obelia Gulf, explore all the different areas from the Flumen Strait to the Rogue Sea. There's so many different parts of the Obelia Gulf, and it just makes it feel very huge and open. And I just really love that. You get that huge sense of exploration that was kind of lost with Ys 9 Monster Knots, but was in their full force with Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Donna. And I feel like this game is just a bit bigger. There's so many different areas that I have yet to explore, and I can't wait to dive back into this game and play it some more. It is just truly amazing, and one of these days I want to platinum this game. It's just that good to me. From the combat to the gameplay to the exploration, the naval combat was also really fun. And just like the other 2 Ys games, you also have these different like islands that are locked behind a shield that you're able to do these kind of recaptures. You're able to recapture greeter bases, and sometimes these greeter bases may have a enemy called a puppet greeter, which upon defeating of the puppet greeters, you are able to purify them with mana and rescue villagers from the village of Karnak, which is the first village that you get to stumble upon early on in the game, and that's where a majority of the side characters that are important to the story where you will meet them. And then after rescuing them, they will become crew members on your ship and are able to unlock different areas to explore on the ship. You get like a general store, you have a sick bay area where you are able to synthesize healing items, and you also have it kind of like a little blacksmith area and able to temper your weapons and make them stronger and even create new weapons. And there's just all sorts of different things that you are able to do on the ship. The ship kind of acts as your hub base, kind of like how in Ys 8 you had the castaway village, and in Ys 9 you had the bar that Adol used as a base of operations. And the ship is also how you are able to explore the Abelia Gulf. Now it does start off slow, and after upgrading your ship you are able to move much faster. Even the ship is able to have these mana abilities. You have like a mana shield as well as a mana sail. The mana sail will allow you to move it faster, and the shield will allow you to protect yourself from certain environmental hazards, as well as in naval combat it will protect your ship from enemy attacks for a certain period of time. And I just really enjoyed every single aspect of this game. Even the soundtrack was pretty good. It's not on the same level as Lacrimosa of Donna, with some very catchy tracks like Sunshine Coastline, but there were some pretty amazing themes in this game. Even though I don't really know any of them by name, it's still a really great soundtrack. And just, I don't really know what else I could say about Ys 10 Nordics without really repeating myself. This is one of the most surprisingly fun games that I really wanted to play this year. I'm so glad we did get it out here in North America. I played it on the PS5. It took me about 35 hours to beat this game, and there's so much more. I could probably sink another 50 to 60 hours just exploring everything, unlocking all of the different fast travel points, and trying to obtain all the trophies, because I do want to platinum this game. I ended the game off at around level 85, which I would highly recommend trying to reach around that point. Then you'd be able to have a somewhat decent time against the final boss, which was just truly epic. I really don't want to spoil any of the major story moments. It just had my jaw wide open. I was just going like, whoa, I did not see any of this coming. It's a truly amazing story. I mean, it's still not on the same levels as Rebirth or Infinite Wealth. There were moments in that game, both of those games, that brought tears to my eyes. But this game was just, to me, it was on a completely different level. Not entirely like masterpiece level, but this game's story and just everything about it, by the time I got to the end, I was like, yeah, this game is definitely my game of the year. I just couldn't believe what Falcom was able to pull off with this game. And I believe it is one of the best Ys games ever made. Probably one of the best games that Falcom has ever made. And I will stand on that hill defending what I just said till the day I die. I truly believe that this is one of the best games Falcom has ever made. And I want to play this game so many times over. I just had so much fun. I even really liked the character art for Adol and Tarja. I know a lot of people didn't really care for the character art, not the in-game model designs, but the character art itself. Like when you look at like all the different characters and their stories in one of the in-game menus, you get to see the artwork for the characters, and I just really liked it. I also do like the character designs a lot. This takes place after the first two Ys games, so Adol is around 17 years old. He is pretty young in this game, but the way that they made him, he looks just absolutely amazing. And that is all that I'm going to say for Ys 10 Nordics. It's my favorite game of 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.